So there's really only one thing left for us to do. And that's to finally use that song for whatever it was intended to be used for. Unfortunately, I have no sense of direction and forgot exactly where the Faron Woods pillar was. So it's time for us to make our way down there now. And if you remember, they mentioned something about trials. And this is something that Impa alluded to as well when we finished the Earth Temple. She said we wouldn't be of any use to Zelda until we cleared certain trials. So I wonder if this is what she was talking about. So we need to head back down to Faron Woods. And this would also be the ideal time to pick up the heart piece with the, blowing up the rock if you haven't done it already. I also think I missed one of the bird statues. Is it over here, or is it... I'm trying to remember where it is, because the viewing platform... I think it's by the viewing platform. I always get this confused. Because it's not at the viewing platform, but it's kind of behind it. So we're going to want to play that song by the area that we think the trial gate is. And luckily for us, we landed right next to it. You can see there are so many butterflies here. Might as well grab as much of these as we can. How many do we have? 13, that's probably enough. Nonsense, it's never enough. More butterflies, please. Yeah, you know what, we're fine. Also, that glistening mushroom in the background. The mushroom in the background actually holds something that serves kind of a similar purpose as the magic powder in Link to the Past. Yeah, the weird thing about this is even if you play the harp exactly as the Ring of Light is telling you to do, you don't always get it to work. Yeah, but that glistening mushroom will transform enemies and rupees and hearts and stuff to better things. Maybe not enemies, but rupees and stuff. Like, I think it would transform hearts into fairies, and you get a number of servings of it, too, to put in your bottle. But I never ever use it. So into the trial we go. Looks like Faron Woods, but it's not quite Faron Woods. So this realm is actually just a figment of our imagination. It's a mental trial that the goddess is putting us through, known as a silent realm. So we won't take any physical damage here. It's only our mind that's put to the test. And those of you who remember Twilight Princess are probably saying to yourself, oh god, here we go again. But really, aside from the spirit vessel and collecting tears, this kind of trial is completely different. When the vessel is full, we've completed the trial. And that'll give us a new power that we need to progress. However, we need to collect tears that are scattered throughout the Faron Woods in the Silent Realm here. Just like the one up there. And there are 15 total, just like Twilight Princess. However, it's called the trial for a reason. If we step outside of this protective ring, all of the people that we've been seeing around with those huge swords will come chasing after us, relentlessly. They're nice and quiet now, and they're not going to be doing anything, but if they strike us once, at any point throughout the trial, no matter how far along we are, dead. No room for error. So you need to collect all 15 and return to the ring without being struck once. So once you leave this ring, grace period's over. Let's get the trial underway. Once you grab a tier, you'll have 90 seconds before the Guardians start chasing you again. Seems like a lot of time, but if you lose track of where the tiers are as you're looking for them and those 90 seconds run out, good luck. So that'll fill up, and this fruit will turn all of the tiers into beacons. So you'll be able to see most of them from far away. Not all of them, but most of them. And the idea is you want to... There are a number of different ways you can go about it. You want to leave behind... I usually like leaving behind at least one, like right over there in case I mess up something, because I know I'll have to be back to this point eventually. And you can also leave beacons as you go. Like, for instance, if I know there's going to be a tier here I need to come back for, I'll leave that there. So I know that that'll always be there if I'm looking for it. Because when I come... The thing is, when you come back, if you have all 15 tiers and one of the Guardians spots you, you will have no way of stopping their pursuit. Whereas collecting tiers here is all you need to do in order to stop their pursuit. You will not have the opportunity to collect a tier to stop their pursuit if all the tiers are gone. And the only way to stop it would be to clear the trial. Which is why I prefer to leave one near the start, just so I have something to fall back on if need be. But if we step on that flashy water, the Guardians will immediately be alerted to where we are, and they'll start chasing us. So if you see this water, you want to avoid it at all costs. And usually it's easy to do. It'll get more tricky as we go, but for the first one here, it's not too bad. I think... I want to leave this here. We might want to leave this here. Leave that there. Just in case. We'll probably want to come back this way. So as you can see, a number of these areas were closed off from us that were available to us in the original version of this area, but they've been closed off to us now that we're in the Silent Realm. And the same is true for a number of paths for us to take as well, like for instance we can't go down here. But this is also the area where we find Dusk Relics. They're like Amber Relics, but you can only find them in the Silent Realms. So you do not have any access to these, or the items that you get from crafting with them, until you start the Silent Realms. And you can see they're scattered about in a number of different places. And I believe each time you enter the Silent Realm, their locations are not necessarily randomized. There are certain locations where they could potentially be. And which ones spawn is, as far as I can tell, completely random. So let's just keep going. We have 6 of these collected so far. As I'm sure you've guessed, if the guys with the little lights spot you, then you're alerted to their presence. So you want to avoid them if you can. And pick up as many of the Dusk Relics as you can possibly find as you go. So I think there's another one up there. There's another Dusk Relic down there too. I'm not sure which way we want to go first. Maybe we should go this way? As you can see, a lot of these areas are going to be heavily guarded. So you want to take care when navigating through here. I'm also not sure if that Dusk Relic is guarded by her, or if she's just going to be floating the opposite direction. Away. I want to collect as many of these as I can. But you can also see the flower up in the top left corner. That'll slowly decrease. That gives us an idea as to just how long we have before our grace period runs out. And the Guardians will start chasing us on their own again. So there are a lot of interesting mechanics about the Silent Realms here. And I really like how they went about it, because it just adds so much to the experience. It's more than the simple collecting the tears from Twilight Princess, where you had to walk around like the wolf, and nobody really liked the wolf for some reason. I mean, the wolf was interesting, don't get me wrong, and I think I wasn't supposed to fall down yet. But this just adds a whole another layer of depth to it. And it adds a whole fear factor to the challenge of having to go through this place. And all these trials. And I think sometimes there's a Dusk Relic back here. But you can see the Waking Water will slowly come in and come out as you go, so you don't want to take too long there. There's a Dusk Relic in the tree. Tree. Oh good, that knocked it down. So I think there's one... I thought I saw one over here. There's one over there. We do not want to alert that guy. And I think there's one more unaccounted for. Because I put beacons near 2 of them that I knew where were. But I don't know where the others are. Now thankfully all of them are marked on the map. So the ones that we've collected are clearly indicated. And I know that the ones that I've yet to collect are still here. I expect there's one over to the right there. But it's difficult, unless you have a path already planned out, to remember exactly where all 15 are every single time you go through. So you'll want to use these fruits, if you can, to serve as your beacons. And see if you can spot any that you may have missed. Like the one up here. And I didn't know that you had that available to you. I would have probably used it if I did. So the thing is, I can go around that way, or I can go around this way, and I'm not sure which one is safer. Because I'm sure that running past these guys will be difficult to do, but it's the easiest way to get to the ones that I've left. And I'm pretty much committed to it at this point, aren't I? Getting past these guys. I don't want them to see me. I'm thankful they didn't. So I should have 2 of them left over in this direction. So there's one over here. I left the beacon here. That's why I left the beacon here. And there's one more back near the start. So this one went relatively well. I'm not sure how many Dusk Relics we picked up. 6? Oh, that's more than enough, I think. The problem is this guy is going to be defending the last tier. We want to make sure he doesn't see us. Because as soon as we collect this tier, we have no way of stopping the Guardians if it spots us. The flower will stop running out, so you will never have them chase you on their own. It's only if you let one of those guys spot you or if you touch the waking water, at which point you have no way to save yourself. But we survived the trial. And for our efforts, we get one of the goddess's treasures. The Water Dragon Scale. It lets us explore underwater. Finally we can swim!